The market gives the bulls life, even if it's just a little bit. But could this be a bull trap? Find out next on Invest with Jacob. Okay guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the exact path the bulls needed to follow to keep this a bullish structure and have us start to look higher. And the bulls did exactly that today. They followed the path we outlined yesterday almost to a T, and now we're starting to see a bullish structure take place. However, before we jump on the bullish bandwagon, the bulls still have a lot of work to do. So we haven't switched over on our count yet to a bullish setup. I'll get into that in just one second. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the S&P 500. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. Okay, guys, so as I mentioned, the bulls followed the path we were looking for pretty well, but we are sitting really in A wave territory, and that is a bearish structure. So we're still kind of at a crossroads, but the bulls did their job overnight. This is all best seen in the charts, so let's jump in and take a look. Okay, guys, here we are on the 5-minute futures chart, and yesterday I did a big picture update where I went over everything from the March 2020 lows up till now so that you can see exactly where we've been and where I think we're headed over the next few months. So if you want to check that out, it is in yesterday's video. But today we're going to stay zoomed in on the area of interest here because we're kind of at a key point of what the market needs to do. So what we're looking at here, this was the low that we said was our A wave down as our primary count. And then our alternate count is that it is a lower degree wave 4, and we're still going to try to build wave 5 up towards that 4,900 area. It is still possible, especially since the bulls followed through last night, but they still have a lot of work to do before I can shift them to my primary count. But I do want to go over the bullish structure first because it leads us back to the bearish structure, even though the bearish structure is still our primary count. Okay, so first, what will get me to shift my opinion from bearish ABC to bullish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so right now we've completed a wave 1 up off of the lows and a wave 2 down. We've been able to create a pivot, and remember the pivot is the 0.618 and 0.764 extension of wave 1 and 2. Okay, so we have that wave 1 and wave 2 in place. So this is a key indicator to let us know that the bullish count has failed. Okay, so right now we're going to give the bulls a benefit of the doubt and let them keep trying to run this out. And what will change my perspective from bearish to bullish is a completion of all 5 of these waves. So you see the 1 here, we got the 2 down. We need to complete the wave 3 up, get a wave 4 pullback, and then complete the wave 5 up towards that 4680 area. Now, if they do that, then I will start to lean bullish, and that will be my primary count. When I will become extremely bullish is after this is in place. And remember, guys, wave 1 is a 5-wave structure. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to create wave 1. Okay, so then I would expect wave 2 to pull back about 50% of wave 1, whatever that ends up being, depending on where this tops. I would expect wave 2 to pull back 50 to 61.8%. And then we would look for a wave 3 and create a bigger pivot. So then we would have our wave 1 and 2 in place. We'd measure that and get a pivot up here. And once we break through that pivot, then I would be supremely bullish and really looking higher towards that 4,900 region with a lot of confidence. Okay, so for me to switch my perspective from bearish to bullish, we need to get wave 1 in place, and then I will start to favor that bullish count more than the bearish count because we've come up so high. And 2, I will look for that wave 2 pullback to hold. And once that holds and we take out this high right here, that makes us extremely bullish. And then when we take out the pivot, that means it's very likely we're headed towards that 4,900 region. Okay, so what we did overnight is we finished wave 1, followed the pattern I said it needed to follow, came back, pulled back and got wave 2. We got our pivot in place. It made it through the pivot and up past the 1.0 extension, which is important. And then it's pulled back and tested the pivot for wave 4. So in here, guys, remember we got to count all 5 of our waves up. So you have, let me get a wave count on here. So from this low, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And let's change the setting on that to something small. Okay, so you have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up to complete wave 3. So right now they've made the wave 4 pullback. They could still make another low as long as they keep it in the pivot. They could still come back and make another low for this 4 and then go 5 up. But we would expect them to hold the pivot and make 5 up towards this 1382 area, which is 46.35. Then pull back in wave 4 down toward the 1.0 extension at 46.06. And then wave 5, as I said, should take us up to around 46.80. So bulls still have a lot of work to do. They have to complete this wave 5 up to finish wave 3. They have to pull back in wave 4 and hold that. And then they got to get wave 5 up towards 46.80. If they can do all that, we will switch our count or our primary count to bullish. Okay? But the bulls are still doing their job as we speak. So we will know that the bulls are not doing their job if they break back below this pivot. And that takes us to our primary count. Now, our primary count is that this is an A wave down here, and we're looking for an ABC up to give us wave B. So typically in this move up, okay, you would expect an A, and the A comes to this peak over here. Then you get the B down, and then this hit exactly the 1.0 extension of this peak to this valley, which is what you would expect for an A wave. So the A wave is very much in play here, and then we're kind of coming down. B waves are notoriously sloppy and choppy like this. So you could see this B of B being all over the place before finally drifting down to where it's supposed to go. But this pivot is our key. So if they break down back below this pivot, then we would expect two things. Number one, the B wave to hold, okay? And given how high the A wave was, which is actually higher than I would have expected, the B wave should be fairly deep. It should be probably the 45.15 region, probably the 76.4 retracement, as opposed to the 61.8. But I think at least the 61.8 down, because we want to keep the C wave in this 46.50 region if we can. And to do that, this B wave needs to be fairly deep. So if they break back below the pivot, okay, which I have marked here at 45.88 to 45.77. So if they break down below 45.77, all right, then we would expect the B wave to continue down and hold. That's our primary. Okay, and then accelerate up in C towards this 46.40 to 60 area to finish this move up. And then we would look for the C wave down to that 43.50 area. Now, it is possible that this move up here was all of the B wave. Okay, it's a little shallow for my liking. 46.11, not quite as high as I would want it. I would want at least another 10 points higher into the 20 range, and we may get it. This may push up into this area. But it is possible that this move up we get, if this moves up a little higher, is all we're going to get for the bounce. And then we start C wave down, and that'll obviously be evident when we take out this low. The next time we take out the lowest low, which is right here from Friday, I expect us to visit that 43.50 area in the C wave. I don't expect us to make another nominal low and then try to build again. I think we have made our low and we are moving up. And if it fails, either through an ABC and down or just through an up here, a shorter ABC and then down, the next time we break this low, I expect us to visit the 43.50 area. So to go through that again, because it's a lot of different moving parts, all right, for the bulls, they've got waves 1 and 2 in place. They've got waves 1, 2, 3, and probably 4 in place for wave 3, but they need wave 5 up to complete wave 3. Then they need wave 4 and 5, okay? So they need to complete this whole structure up towards 46.80, and that would give us our wave 1 in place. All right, that's what the bulls are looking to do. The bears, they have made wave A, or they could push a little higher, but they have likely made their wave A and need to push back through this pivot below 45.77. Okay, and if they break down below this pivot, we would expect them to hold the 45.15 area, the 764 retrace. We would expect them to hold there and make the C wave up toward that 46.50 area before finally coming back down to 43.50 and a much larger C wave to match this much bigger A wave that came down over here. Okay, so that is what we're looking for tomorrow and over the next few days of the market. We're looking for whether the bears can push down below the pivot or the bulls can build out this 5-wave structure. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to get in my Facebook group. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it will take you over to my Facebook page. Now, to get into my Facebook page, you do have to get approved, But all I ask is that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below, and come on over to Facebook and I'll get you in. Now, to get the most out of my Facebook page, we're going to hit this featured tab right here. We'll scroll down and you'll see a link to my documented trades. You can check out all the trades we've made on the channel and see how we've done. You can also scroll down just a little bit further and see a link to my Slack channel. Now, Slack is just a free chat channel, and I am on there all day giving out my buy and sell alerts, real-time market updates, and answering all of your questions. It's a great group of traders from the very beginner to the very expert, and it is an awesome place to learn or improve your trading. So come on over, guys, and let's make some money together. Okay, key takeaways for today. Can the bulls keep it up? Can they push off of this low and start a rally that completes all 5 waves up here towards 46.81? Or will the bears push it down below the pivot? Bears pushing it below 45.77, looking for this B wave down to hold around 45.15, and then a C wave up before the bigger C wave down. If that 45.15 doesn't hold and we take out this low, it's kind of a lookout below moment. We should head to 43.50 fairly quickly. All right, guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.